Witness me. I'm about to do something so fucking cool. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another film review, and today we're taking a look at the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, which is Mad Max Furiosa, or Furiosa, a Mad Max story, or a Mad Max trilogy? I don't know what it's actually called. I don't know the official title of this movie. I just know it's like Mad Max and Furiosa. And it stars like Anna Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth, the two big names that sold this movie and made loads of people go see it, for a load of people to turn around and say it's actually quite shit. I do believe it's one of Chris Hemsworth's last movies before he takes his break, his like acting break to go sort of live life and spend time with his family, which absolute props to him to doing that, because that's actually really cool and actually really hard to do, to like step away from work, but I'm very proud of him. But it is, it's a Mad Max Saga, that's what it is. And it has a 7.7 out of 10 IMDb, a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4.2 out of 5 on Amazon. So, a lot better ratings than I actually thought. But snatched from the garden, from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of the great biker horde, led by the warlord Dementus. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, Furiosa soon finds herself in a non-stop battle to make her way home. So, making a long sort of 3-hour movie short, making it really quick, Furiosa is a girl who's collecting fruit. She gets captured by one of the biker dudes, taken to Dementus, and her mother follows to try and rescue her. She's a little bit successful, and Furiosa would have gotten away with it until she hears her mother screaming in pain. Her mother was then killed in front of her. Furiosa was put in a cage and treated like a dog, because she slept with a dog, and she was basically traded off because like Dementus won Oil Town, and they were sort of trying to bargain with Immortal Joe, so they gave him Furiosa. Furiosa escaped the captivity because they were going to make her like a breed her like a mother and sort of make her make babies, and she pretended to be a boy and worked as like a mechanic. She then tried to escape and failed, and then became one of the sort of Fury Road runners, and then they sort of rebelled and tried to kill Dementus and succeeded. She also lost her arm, and she then went in and murdered him. And then she went and saved all the other mothers, and that's where it leads into Mad Max Fury Road. That is everything on the movie, really shortened down to like its key, literally key points. So again, not many spoilers there, but there will be spoilers from here on out, and I do recommend you go watch this movie because it is pretty decent. So the CGI in some places is really shit, and you can tell that it's CGI'd, but in other places it's really fucking good. And that's where this movie really confuses me, because there's some really good scenes, especially on the road fights, which is what Mad Max is all about. I fucking love the road fights. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, if you've seen these film reviews, anime reviews for a while, you know that jumping out of a plane, car fights are some of my favorite fucking scenes, and these were sick. This movie was filled with them. Fighting on bikes, fighting on cars. I don't know why I find it so cool. It just tickles my brain, and like my brain fucking adores it and thinks it's so badass to like stand on top of a moving thing and fight, or like throw shit off, or be in a fight with two moving things. I don't know, it's just a lot of chaos, a lot of sort of movement, a lot of flashes, and my simple brain is very much amused by it. So the movie already has prompts in that aspect. Obviously the actors are incredible. I love Chris Hemsworth in this. He plays such like a good villain, and he's so sort of bold and like creative with it, and it's really interesting to see Chris Hemsworth put into this sort of villainous role, and I think he does it really well. I think he takes on the role of a villain and like a crazy sort of tyrant really well, and we see his sort of downfall. And I love that throughout the entire movie, we see him sort of lose power, lose sort of his hold on his crew, lose sort of everything, and we get to see that firsthand. And watching his sort of descent into madness and descent into loss and depression is actually really interesting. Just seeing all of his sort of hard work crumble before him is really poetic in this story, actually. It's very much karma and very much ironic to see all this happen to him. And it's also really cool to see Furiosa have this really badass sort of character arc through this movie, and we get to see her origin story. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't really need to see her origin story. I didn't really care for her character all too much when I originally watched Mad Max, but I do think she's fucking badass in this movie. I think it's really fucking cool, and her robot arm is fucking sick. Her robot arm is badass as fuck. She's badass as fuck. And it gives me a lot more respect for the character because it shows me all the shit that she's been through. And I'm pretty sure she touched upon it in Fury Road, but it's been so long since I saw that movie that I don't even fucking remember what she said. But she was played by a different actress, but she had the same robot arm, and I don't know why, but Anna Taylor-Joy just kept going bald. I didn't like the bald Anna Taylor-Joy. I did not like her character bald. I like my long, luscious hair, right? I like my long hair. I like characters with long hair. And I don't know. I just feel like her cutting it off was so... I get why she did it first time round, because she made a wig so she could escape. Second time round, I have no idea why she chose to do that. I don't know why she went with, like, the cutting of the hair. I don't think it got in her way throughout the past couple of fights she's been in. I don't think it got, like, caught on anything. I don't think anyone grabbed it. So I don't know why she decided to have this, like, badass moment to shave her head. I don't know, it just confused me. They also fly now. I thought that was really cool. I got the sort of Stormtrooper meme where it's like, they fly now. When I saw these guys sort of jumping off their motorbikes with their propellers on their back and like flying through the air, I thought it was sick as fuck. And again, just the fight scenes were so well done. I don't give a shit if it was CGI. I don't give a shit if it wasn't real and the people were sort of not even there because we didn't see their faces. But it looked absolutely incredible. It looked like chaos and madness, and that is just what Mad Max is all about. That is what, like, we're here for. It's the stories that we want to see. It's the chaos, it's the outlens, the backlens. And I didn't know it took place in Australia. I'm going to be honest, I did not think Mad Max took place in Australia. I don't know why I didn't think that. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I don't have a clue what went through my head or where I actually thought it would take place, but where I thought it would take place was not Australia. So when it did the initial zoom in to where this story took place at the start of the movie, I was a little bit shocked, a little bit confused. I get it, Chris Hemsworth's there, Australia, but Tom Hardy as well. Tom Hardy was there. We also got to hear a little bit about the actual downfall of humanity in the opening scenes. We got to hear a load of news reports about the downfall of humanity. So I would like to see a movie where it's like, The Quiet Place Day 1, where it's how everything starts out. I would like to see like a Mad Max Year 1, maybe, where it's like everything's starting to fall apart into chaos. Like everything's going crazy. These people are starting to build these sort of bikes and sort of mechs and stuff like that. I think that would be really interesting to watch as like a movie, like the start of Mad Max. But overall, I think this movie was really fucking cool. Like, its story was really interesting, and I didn't go on my phone. It had me fully like captivated. The fight scenes were really interesting. The acting was really good. I don't know why a load of people complained about it. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought it was an alright film. I probably won't watch it again, but it was still a decent movie, and I kind of wish Fortnite did do a collaboration with it, because this season would have been fucking perfect for that. I don't know why they decided to not do a collaboration. I don't know. Did they just not get the rights to it? Because this season would have been genuinely perfect to do a collaboration with Mad Max and get them into the game. But for whatever reason, they decided to go against that and not do that. So I am going to give this movie a solid, 8 out of 10. I think it is pretty good. I think it's pretty high up there on my list of movies from this year anyway. And I can't wait to see more from the Mad Max franchise because obviously this doing decently well. I know it flopped in the box office, but this having like some decent reviews, I think they will end up making another one at some point. I don't think that the box office bomb would have been like a franchise killer, but I do think like the second push of it on like Amazon and on like Disney Plus, that sort of thing would be enough to make them want to make another one. So I can't wait to see if they do make another spin-off, and if they do, I don't really know which direction they could take the story. I don't really know which way they would take it or who they would dive into. I don't know where they really could take their story. I think it led to a solid conclusion until the end of Fury Road. I think the end of Fury Road left it open for like Tom Hardy to come back, but I don't think he will. So I really don't know where they could go from here, unless they did something like a Mad Max Day One. And again, I would be very interested in that. I would be like first in line to buy a ticket to go see that. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all next one. I hope you all have an excellent day. And if you do want me to do any more movie reviews, anime reviews, TV show reviews, please do leave them down in the comments below and I'll get on them as soon as possible. But other than that, bye bye. I said bye bye. Please leave.